I'm about to read you a story, a report of tellers of stories of Hela, Mula, Money, Legal, Tender. These stories were gathered across 5 editions of a financial literacy event named Hela Storytellas, hosted from the year 2023 to the year 2025. Hela Storytellers began in a small informal setting, a coffee shop, compact enough to hold around 30 people. There was no stage, no production, no institutional framing, just people, from creatives, young professionals, entrepreneurs, coming together to talk openly about money, growth, and opportunity. At the center of those early conversations was a simple but important question. How do we make money meaningfully in a changing world? That question is what gave birth to Hela. Editions 1 to 3, the year 2023. Exploration, awareness, and positioning.
Wangaheri kisudo mulinongo tera ne maloko watajua usudoku watamua ikeloko Rudi nyumbani, heri tumai Toka selewa Rudi nyumbani, tena tuzi.
Then we moved to the year 2024, edition 4, where we moved from insight to repeatable systems. By edition 4, the question evolved again, no longer what works, but what works repeatedly. Because repetition is what creates stability, and stability is what allows something to grow. This is where conversations became more structured, more intentional, and more focused. What was being understood? That repetition builds businesses, platforms, institutions, and that without repeatability, there is no opportunity for scale. Key insight. Systems are what make success repeatable and what make growth sustainable. We then moved to edition 5. This was in the year 2025. By this point, Hela Storytellers was being executed as an annual project. By edition 5, the perspective expanded significantly. The conversations now extended into cross-border thinking, institutional relationships, capital flows, platform integration. And the question evolved again from how do I grow to how do systems connect to expand my opportunities? Practically, the systems to ecosystems shift that occurred during edition 5 was manifested in how Hela Storytellers was co-located with a trade show called the Africa Hair Market. The pairing was deliberate, given that Hela Storytellers ideally targets the younger African, and the industries of hair care, skin care are typically pretty low entry industries for young entrepreneurs who do not have much in the way of capital. Present day, as we transition into what the future holds for Hela Storytellers, beginning with the next edition, edition 6, where we will be moving from ecosystems to infrastructure. Across editions 1 to 5, participants learned how to position themselves, distribute value, build systems, engage markets. So moving forward, Hela Storytellers will be introducing a fundamental shift, moving from just explaining systems to revealing them. So instead of only talking about systems, Hela will now explore them through story worlds, characters and consequences, plot lines that are relatable. The first story world, spare parts. Edition 6 begins with a fictional story, but one that feels very real. It's set in a world of movement, machines, trade, logistics, and everyday economic struggle. Hela Storytellas has not skipped steps. It has evolved over the years since 2023 up until today in 2026. From room to a conversation to a pattern to systems to ecosystem and now towards infrastructure unpacked through story, ensuring that the project is still deeply connected to its foundations, its roots. And in a way, as a reflection of the African culture of passing on insights and knowledge through oral communication.